What's up, YouTube? JT coming at you. Got another episode from the historical hall here. You can see this one is going to be from October 9th, 1919. This issue contains a pretty significant event in baseball history, but unfortunately, as you can see, this one is pretty beat to hell. So what I plan on doing is just taking the pages out that contain the baseball history and get those professionally matted and framed. Excuse me, there's not much going on in this one other than talking about game one of the 1919 World Series, which, as we all know, is the Black Sox. So we'll start it off here. It just talks about stars of the game. There you see Ty Cobb. Again, this is from 1919. Here we have Eddie Collins, who is often forgotten about when mentioning the 1919 Black Sox. Eddie Collins did play for the Sox. Kid Gleason, manager of the White Sox. Here we have Heine Groh, who was a beast for the Cincinnati Reds. Robert Shockey. And there we have Eddie Cicotte. As we all know, he hit the first batter he faced in game one of the series to let everybody know, let the gamblers know and everything, that the players did agree to the fix. There you have Walter Johnson. Just Barnes. And here is the press/team photo of the 1919 Cincinnati Reds. And there is the team, the names of all the players. And here we have J.P. Moran, who is the manager of the Reds. This is as you can see, the Red Stockings of 1869 with George Wright and Harry Wright. Here you have Ray Schalk, who was the catcher of the White Sox. And, he is known for absolutely giving Cicotte and Lefty Williams absolute hell. He was so pissed off because he knew what was going on. The players got wind of what was happening, and Ray Schalk was pissed. He was furious. He was telling Kid Gleason, hey, they're throwing the game and everything, and it was just too hard to prove. There you have Grover Cleveland Alexander. This one is really cool. This is Babe Ruth of the Red Sox. This was the last year that Babe was with the Sox. So I thought that was pretty sick. So far, it's the only one I found with Babe Ruth on the Red Sox. Here you have Rogers Hornsby. Roger Peckinpah. And here we have the team photo of the Black Sox. And if you've seen one of my posts, I did screenshot and show the names of the Black Sox players. But so there's the roster. And I will show you here the Black Sox players. I use my handy dandy little pencil to point. There's no lead in it, so we're going to be fine. Right here is Chick Gandil, the mastermind behind the whole thing. And he actually just looks pissed off. He just doesn't look like a very good person. And right here, excuse me, we have Fred McMullen. McMullen he kind of heard what was going on, and he wanted in on it, but they didn't need him. And he wasn't that great of a hitter or defenseman, but since he overheard, they had to let him in for fear that he would go and say something. And right here you have Eddie Cicotte. As we know, like I just mentioned, he hit the first batter to let the gamblers know, hey, the fix is on. Here you have first baseman Swede Risberg. He was, I guess, the second in charge of the whole thing. And when Joe Jackson confessed and everything, he said that he was afraid that Swede would come after him because Jackson quoted Risberg as being a hard man. And right here you have Lefty Williams, who was the number 2 pitcher on the team. There is Buck Weaver. And we all know Buck Weaver did try until the day he died to clear his name, just based on his stats and everything. And unfortunately, that didn't work. Here you have Happy Felsch. And last but not least, right there is Shoeless Joe Jackson. So there you have it, guys. That's pretty much it for this issue. It's not a whole lot going on, but that is just, it's amazing that this is still in the shape that it's in. And they do have a little article here. It's actually kind of interesting to read the little caption. So I'll leave it there for a minute, let you guys read that part. And right here, you can see where it says how the teams are evenly matched and a close series is probable. Then it goes on to say how Cicotte, the star of the White Sox, was rather roughly handled, but he is a veteran and will come back. Man, if they, hindsight is 2020. It's just so cool to have this piece of baseball history here. But like I said, the plan is it's separated here, as like the magazine. So if I could just get this professionally framed, matted, like I have the Babe Ruth covers here. If I can get this done that way, I think it'll do it justice. So just a little recap, everybody there. And there again, there's Babe Ruth of the Red Sox. So until next time, take care. God bless.